Hello everyone. Today we are starting episode 4 of Southern Hearts and Signed Kisses. Now, I have around 23 authors left and one got added, which they told us one wasn't going to be added. They emailed us saying that was the last of it and then they added somebody else, which to each their own, I guess. It's just making it a little bit harder by one. I don't know how much harder that would be. But I already chose the 5. I'm doing 6 this time. The 6 I will be choosing from. I picked 6. So those 6 are Jacqueline Thomas, Winter Time, Masterpiece, Shay Davis, Charity Shanae. I don't know which books I'm going to be reading for at the time of recording this, but at the time of editing this, I will put the books that I will be reading with said author on the screen. I hope I love them all. I'm going to do probably like one video per month for June, July, August, and September, leading up to October, which will be the convention. And I hope to have a great time. I hope to buy a lot of books. I hope to come back broke. That is my plans for it all. So, let's get to reading, shall we? Hello everyone, I have just finished the first book in this episode 4 of Southern Hearts Signed Kisses, and it was called Fated Breed, I believe. And I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it like a 3.5 to a 4. I really had a great time reading it. It's a short novella. It was less than 100 pages, and it was basically about a woman named Kishana, I believe. I forgot already. Jesus. Kishana and a guy, a werewolf named Lobo. And I should have read the companion book that came first. That was about a different couple, but you meet the two main ones in this one in theirs first. I should have read that one first, but I didn't. I think that would have made my time a little bit more enjoyable because it kind of like starts in the middle, or like not the beginning of them meeting, their relationship, all that stuff. But I didn't feel like it, so I didn't. But I don't mind reading the companion second. I don't mind at all. It was really good, and I had a really great time reading it. So I need to read more by this author. I'm only reading one per author, but I do need to read more about her because I think I would really enjoy her works and her stuff. I enjoyed this one quite a bit. And I don't know who we're doing second. This was Charity Shanae. I hope I'm saying her name correctly, her last name correctly. But yeah, I will definitely read more from her. I gotta read some more from her so I can see what I want to buy at the event. But yeah, had a great time reading it. Y'all, I have a lot to say about these books, and I'm not even gonna like pander and okay, first of all, I got my hair done, period. She slays, she eats, boots down, mama, whatever the hell. Okay. I just sounded like the most homophobic person ever in life, but whatever. Let's talk about these Southern Hearts and Signed Kisses books. This might be the shortest video I ever make for this challenge, and that's good because I'm not cause what? Okay, so I've already only read one book so far, and that was The Fated Breeds, and I pretty much enjoyed that. I gave it like a 4-star. It was a really good book. Now, I just DNF'd 2 books for this series, and honestly, these are the first books I DNF'd, but they shouldn't be. I should have DNF'd the Siobhan Latree's book because that book was horrendous. See, most of episode 1 is about talking about that book and how horrible it was, because it was. Some books were just so dull, I should have DNF'd them, but these are the first ones I've DNF'd because I'm in the DNF mood and I'm in the DNF season and I'm over it and I'm cutting them off. So the first one I read was Midas Touch, and that was by authoress Masterpiece. I read basically 2 chapters and some change, and I'm already over it. So, prologue is 8 years in the past.
This woman, the main character that we're supposed to be rooting for, supposed to love the romance and the smut that they get up to, is cheating on her man. The man who's the love interest of this book, by the way, cheating on her man, about to leave her man for her pimp boyfriend, who she doesn't know is a pimp. She's been cheating on him. Nothing wrong with the man that she's cheating on. Nothing wrong with him. She said he's a good man. He treats her well. She just don't want to leave her basically her high school sweetheart, her guy. And so she's cheating on the good man with her high school sweetheart. She goes to his house to break up with him and leave town with her high school sweetheart. And she finds two women in there and him like on his bed, like bullet holes in him, getting shot. Well, not getting shot, has been shot multiple times. And the women are like whispering, and then she walks in and they like, oh, he assaulted us, so it was self-defense, right? And she's like, oh my God, I can't believe he would do something like that. And so she sits on his bed and is like, I was coming in here to break up with you, and I felt so bad because I was cheating on you and doing all this stuff with you. But now seeing this, I don't feel bad anymore. And then walks out, calls 911 and leaves, right? I'm already like, you're not giving what you're supposed to give, and it's already what? Chapter 2 is his perspective, him basically finding out he has a child, killing a man, gangster stuff, right? Chapter 2 is her getting ready for the club, visualizing having sex with Drake, Future, Chris Brown. 3 men who are known for either assaulting women, being horrible to women, not giving any F's about the kids that they've had with women. It's interesting that this book is about a woman who is with a horrible man and chose a horrible man over the good man, and her 3 love interests, not her 3 love interests, but the 3 men she's fantasizing about having sex with is Drake, Future, and Chris Brown, who's literally in jail at this moment as I'm talking in a whole different country. What the is going on right now? And I'm just like, okay, I DNFed it because I was like, I'm over it. I am over it. Now, I go to read the next book for the Southern Hearts and Sign Kisses. That book was They Call Me Dom by Winter Time. I DNF'd this one 11 pages in. Let me explain to you all I read in that time and tell me if you would read this mother-clucking book. We start the book. The main female character, she is a SWAT member and part of the SWAT team, police officer. She gets home from work and the maid comes out. The maid is a woman and she's like, hey, where's my husband at? The main character is like, hey, where's my husband at? And she said he called, said he's going to be working a little bit late. Let's get it on. And I'm like, I knew this was like a throuple situation, but I didn't know it was with 2 women. Okay. I thought this was a throuple situation and I thought, oh, this must be the 3rd person in their little throuple. No, the main female character is just cheating on her husband. What is it with me reading these books and the main character's cheating? I just DNF'd a traditionally published book, Fool Me Once, because the main character was cheating. What is it? What is it? What in my face gives off I like cheating books? And nothing in the plot says, hey, there might be cheating. So what is going on here? So they start, and we find this out because the main character's like, no, Maria, whatever the maid's name is like, no, Maria, we need to start sleeping together. I love my husband. Do you? I love my husband and all this stuff. And she's like, but you love having sex with me more. So they start doing it on the kitchen counter. The husband walks in with flowers and a bottle of wine. 11 pages, by the way, 11 pages. She says basically, oh my God, I did not see you there. Turns to Maria and is like, Maria, you told me he wasn't going to be home. And she's like, he had to find out sometime. And he's like, so you're cheating on me, Maria? And Maria's like, yeah, she's gonna be with me. And he's like, you have to choose Maria or me. And she says, and Maria's like, she's gonna choose me. We're in love with each other. And she's leaving you. And he's like, oh my gosh, you have to choose. So she goes, I'm choosing my husband. I love him. I would never leave him. Not for you. And I said DNF because that's exactly how it read. I'm not doing it like that just to tell you what happened. I'm saying it how it was written. It was written just that choppy. The dialogue was written just that choppy. This woman did in fact cheat on her husband. Her husband did in fact say, you gotta choose. If I was her husband, I'd say, you gotta get a divorce. So I don't understand what's going on. So that's 2 done. And then to wrap this whole section up, Miss Jacqueline will not be getting read from. Not because she's bad, not because of anything like that, but I'm reading most of these. Some of these books I had physical, obviously, like the Aisha Breeze of them all and all that stuff, but most of them I'm reading on KU. She has not one book on KU. Not one book that's free, not one book, nothing. So I was not going into this buying something because this whole process was to read books from them to see if I would buy things from them. I am not buying anything to see if I would buy something from Miss Jacqueline. So I only have one person left. And I'm going on a trip this weekend, so I'll probably read it on the trip. I'm Miss Shay Davis and I'm reading Playing with Fire. I was really going to try my best. The book Midas's Touch by Masterpiece was something else. Far from a masterpiece, in my opinion. That book was something else. The second one, the Dom one, what is it called? Call Me Dom. They Call Me Dom. But at the time, was just stupid. I don't like that. I don't like that. Basically, the main female character in that was like, I've discovered that I was bisexual in high school. I just didn't really explore that because I've been with my husband this entire time. That's not an excuse to cheat. And there's this thing in media where bisexual people are known as cheaters because it's like they think of them as fence fighters. Like, you're always going to be looking at everybody, basically, when that's not true. If I like you and I'm bisexual, if I'm in love with a man and I'm bisexual, that doesn't mean I'm going to cheat on you with a woman. If I'm in love with a woman and I'm bisexual, that doesn't mean I'm going to cheat on you with a man. It just means that I like both, but right now, I am with you. I could be with you forever and never touch a man again. I could be with you forever and never touch a woman again. But it's this whole thing in this world about bisexuals being cheaters or always looking for another person to do things with, always looking for both. And I feel like that's really misinformation-y. It's very surface level kind of weirdness, and I'm just over it. So that's 4 people done for this, and I've technically only read 1 book fully. What is going on? I have DNFs so many books in the last 2 weeks that it's honestly crazy, because what is that? Let me know. And mind you, you might read it for the mess, but just imagine these are supposed to be romances with some smut in them. And that's the part everybody keep on forgetting. Like, romance with a hint of smut. Or a lot of smut, who knows. But romance first and foremost. If I was just reading erotica, we wouldn't have these problems because erotica barely has plot. But these are supposed to be romances. What is romantic about that? I'm over it. I'm over it. So we have one more book, and that's Miss Shay Davis. This is going to be the shortest video I ever post. That's a lie. But this is going to be the shortest Southern Hearts video. So, yeah. Bye. Hi, everyone. So, I'm recording this on my phone because I don't feel like finding my SD card right now. But this is the last clip for the Southern Hearts and Psychics episode 4. I DNFed Playing with Fire by Shay Davis, and honestly, this was better than the other 2 books I DNF'd wholeheartedly. However, I felt as though I was 40% into the book. I didn't really care about the characters, and something was irking me about
the way she wrote the female main character, and I'll tell you about that in a second, but her writing was really good. I really enjoyed her writing. I was even chuckling in the first like 50 pages of the book. I enjoyed the book more than I enjoyed the other two, obviously, because I made it so much further. But I just think I'm in my DNF season and era, and it's just not working out for a lot of authors right now. And I would read something from Shay Davis again. The other ones, I don't think so. But I would read something from Shay Davis again. But the main thing I had a problem with was the female main character was adopted by white parents, and she talked proper, and I did not like that. I did not like that the male main character talked like most male main characters in black indie romances or urban fiction romances, whatever, and he just talked regular in my opinion, but it was like more urban, I guess, and she didn't talk more urban, and the author, I feel like, made it seem as if she only talked proper because she had white parents, and that she found him to be a bad boy and like hotter and more dangerous because he talked urban. But the thing is, they had the same job. They both worked in IT. He was selling his sources to like main companies, like as if like Google asked for his stuff. Like, what type of bad boy is he? You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it was giving me like the ick. It was giving, I don't know, I just didn't like the way that she was portrayed because she had white parents. And I didn't like that she was either like very like, not childish, but like immature feeling, which I don't like because this is a romance, an adult romance, and it's about like these two will eventually do things together and all that stuff. So she was immature feeling because she was younger, and she developed quicker in life because she like skipped a lot of grades, and so she was a lot younger while she was in college, things like that. But also, I just didn't like the way the main female character talked about language and stuff like that. I just didn't like it. Like, I was a person in school who was called white because I talked proper, and I realized I've recognized that a lot of people don't realize, a lot of black people don't realize that when you say a black person talks white, you're basically hating on your own people as well, because you're saying that I sound smart and I sound proper only because I sound white, which means you right now talking to me saying that you sound dumb because you're black. And that's the part of that I was like, it's not hitting the way she thinks it's hitting, and you're putting down your own people. I don't know. That's how I feel about it. So I read technically 4 authors out of the 5, and, well, no, 5 out of the 6. I don't remember at this point. I really don't. For Charity Shanae, I read Faded Breed, and I gave it like a 3.5 star. I really enjoyed it. Then for Shay Davis, I DNFed at 40%, Playing with Fire. Honestly, she would be in second place regardless because her book was quite better than the rest. Then I read Authoress Masterpiece, and I read Midas Touch by Authoress Masterpiece, and that is a DNF at like 20, 30 pages. Don't piss me off. She did a lot of stuff that pissed me off in that book. Then I read Wintertime, They Call Me Dom. This one and the Masterpiece book. Why is cheating in a book? Why? If I'm reading a romance, that's what y'all are forgetting. Y'all might like the mess, y'all might like it all. But first and foremost, this is supposed to be a romance. And first and foremost, nothing about that was romantic. I'm done. And then Jacqueline Thomas, I didn't read at all because she doesn't have any books on KU. So this was quite a bad one in my opinion. I would definitely try though another Shay Davis, a shorter one. First of all, that book was almost 300 pages. I was 40% in and nothing had happened and I didn't care. But I would definitely try Shay Davis again, and I would try Charity Shanae again. But both of those books though, I felt like were like connected standalones
So I felt like I was missing something in both of them. And Charity Shanae did say that read this one first, and I just didn't, and that's on me. So I will go back and read that one because I liked her book a lot. But the other one, I don't think it said that, but I will try another one from her. But guys, I'm over it. So yeah, episode 4 in the books. I'm over it and I'm tired and I'm ready to go to episode 5 to get bigger and better things. Thank you everybody for watching this video. I know it was a little more upsetting, I guess, than all my other episodes, but that just shows you the lows and the highs of reading books, and DNFing is a part of the journey of reading a lot of books. And I just want to say thank you for everybody who's joining. I hope you guys, again, never let anything I say about a book, good or bad, deter you from reading it. Everybody has different taste in books, and my taste is just different than yours, and that's all that means. But I hope you guys have a great reading day, great reading month, great reading year, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.